May I please have your attention? May I please have your attention? There are a few public service announcements prior to the beginning of the meeting. Exit doors, in addition to the main council chamber doorway, are located at the top of both of the gallery stairways. When exiting the building, please use the exterior doors on the second floor, directly in line with the council chamber doors, or on the first floor via the stairway from the second floor foyer to the doors at the front of the building or the doors at the back of the building. Please do not block stairwells at any time. Washrooms are located by the exterior doors on the second floor and the exterior doors on the first floor at the back of the building. Thank you for your cooperation. Good. Those that are able, please rise. Thank you. Good evening. I would like to call the first meeting of the 2018 to 2022 City Council to order. We recognize and acknowledge that we meet on traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. Members of the public are advised that our meetings are webcast live by the City of Hamilton and temporarily archived on the city's website. Other individuals and the media may also be audibly and visually recording this meeting, as well as a reminder that all electronic devices are to be switched to a non-audible function during council meetings. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by the Hamilton Children's Choir.
Oh, God.
Thank you. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce, on my left, Mayor-elect Eisenberger, Father Tony O'Dell of St. Patrick's Parish, Private Alistair Sanderson, Piper from the Argyll and Southern Highlanders of Canada, Princess Louise's Pipe and Drums. And on my right, the Honourable Justice Marjo Agro, Keenan Loomis, President of Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, Patty Hall, Executive Director of the Stony Creek Chamber of Commerce, Matteo Patricelli, Executive Director of the Flamborough Chamber of Commerce. I now call on Father O'Dell to provide tonight's invocation.
It is my privilege and pleasure to lead the prayer of this inaugural meeting of the Mayor and Council of this wonderful city of Hamilton. Leadership requires two virtues that seem very simple until they become very inconvenient: honesty and courage. All of you have earned the right to be here today by winning the trust and the support of the people of Hamilton. Along with that honor comes a duty of humility, integrity, and public service. Let us pray. Holy One, known by many names and beyond all names, Spirit of life, Spirit of love, Spirit of community, Spirit of justice, we ask your blessings on the mayor and the councillors who have been elected to lead the city of Hamilton, in which we live and work and play. Remind them, because we all forget from time to time, especially in the noisiness of what passes for political debate today, that they are not only leaders, but also servants, and that it is their responsibility to serve the common good. Remind them that no matter where we live, everyone is our neighbor, our sibling. That throughout the ages, prophets have called leaders of people to respect and protect the least among us, our children, the elderly, the poor, those who are hungry, those who have no homes, those who are ill in body, mind, or spirit, the strangers and immigrants in our midst, those who live on the margins, and those who are alone, those who are forgotten. Grant them the wisdom and courage to know and to do what is right and good and true. May they speak out when it is time to speak out, and listen patiently and receptively when it is time to listen. May they always be guided by the spirit of community, by the spirit of justice, and a spirit of love. This we pray in the name of all that we hold sacred and holy, all that we hold good and right and true. Amen.
Thank you. I will now read the clerk's certificate. I, Janet Pilon, acting clerk for the City of Hamilton, certify that the following members were elected to Hamilton City Council. For the office of Mayor, Fred Eisenberger. For the office of Councillor, Ward 1, Maureen Wilson. Ward 2, Jason Farr. Ward 3, Narinder Nan. Ward 4, Sam Marula. Ward 5, Chad Collins. Ward 6, Tom Jackson. Ward 7, Esther Pauls. Ward 8, John Paul Danko. Ward 9, Brad Clark. Ward 10, Maria Pearson. Ward 11, Brenda Johnson. Ward 12, Lloyd Ferguson. Ward 13, Arlene Vanderbeek. Ward 14, Terry Whitehead. Ward 15, Judy Partridge. This council shall serve the citizens of Hamilton from December 3rd, 2018 until November 14th, 2022. I now call on Justice Marjo Agro to the podium for the mayor to subscribe to the declaration of office.
Good evening. Mayor-elect Eisenberger, if you would affirm and subscribe to your declaration.
I need the glasses to do that, though. Thank you. I, Fred Eisenberger, having been elected in the office of the mayor in the municipality of the city of Hamilton, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Act, Conflict of Interest Act of the Province of Ontario. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Declared before me on the city of Hamilton. I think that's your part, I think.
That's
yes.
my part.
There you go.
Slow down.
Yes.
Declared before me at the city of Hamilton in the province of Ontario on this 3rd day of December, 2018.
Yep. One more.
I now call on Keenan Loomis, President of the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, Patty Hall, Executive Director of the Stony Creek Chamber of Commerce, and Matteo Patricelli, Executive Director of the Flamborough Chamber of Commerce, to the podium to present the chain of office.
Hello, I'm Patty Hall, Executive Director at the Stony Creek Chamber of Commerce. I'm here speaking on behalf of my fellow chamber colleagues, Matteo Patricelli of the Flamborough Chamber and Keenan Loomis of the Hamilton Chamber. And we're very honored to be here tonight and be part of this ceremony. Your Worship, Mayor Eisenberger, members of City Council, Justice Agro, Father Odell, city officials, and all in attendance. We as the three chambers operating in Hamilton acknowledge how vibrant a city Hamilton has become. As a Hamiltonian born and raised, I can certainly attest to the many wonderful things that we have here in Hamilton. We have industry, we have small business, medium business, world-class healthcare and educational facilities, sports teams, the art scene. We are innovators and we are entrepreneurs. We are involved in community organizations and business organizations, and we all want to make things better. On behalf of the Flamborough, Hamilton, and Stony Creek Chambers of Commerce, we congratulate each of you on your election wins, and we look forward to working with you, Mayor Eisenberger, and each of our councillors in our respective areas. We wish all of you great success, and to us, success means that you are able to represent your constituents and also have the fortitude to work together collaboratively for the betterment of the greater Hamilton area. Let's continue to be a city that is best able to attract further investment and be the place where everyone wants to be. I look forward to a Hamilton 4 years from now that was made better by all of you. So let's all be committed to a Hamilton that's unstoppable. Thank you very much.
Somber moment. Thank you all very much, and thank you to the Chamber and to Justice Agro. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Justice Agro in action in the drug court, you should afford yourself an opportunity to do that. She is quite amazing and doing some great work in our city. So thank you, Justice, for being here. And Reverend O'Dell, yes, thank you. And welcome to you all, and former mayors. Robert Wade, thank you for being here. Larry Deaney, I think, is here. Former mayors, former councillors, former members of Parliament, and all of you, campaign workers and family and friends. What a wonderful day to be here. Thank you all for being here. I look forward to working with all of our members of council here on the next 4-year term. Also a welcome to our city clerk, who's done a great job in pulling this together. Thank you, clerks, for your effort to pull this inauguration together. It's going to turn into quite a show. I'm looking forward to hearing more of the band and enjoying some of the food, and I'm sure we're all doing that. So thank you, clerks. And of course, our friends in the media who are here as well. We're in part partners in how we get our message out there, so we appreciate the media being here, letting the community know what this council is doing day in and day out. We appreciate your work. As we begin our new term, my hope is that we can make our collective mission to be the unification of our community. Hamilton is comprised of many communities that have a strong history and heritage that we will continue to preserve and honor, and we share that pride of each of our communities and will continue to do so. But we must work together as one city, the great city of Hamilton. This is your city, this is our city. The projects we are doing are for the greater good of our community as a whole, and we have a number of projects that were either already underway or about to get underway, and they include the West Harbour development, the $50 million anti-poverty affordable housing plan, Randall Reef, the Waterdown bypass, our 10-year transportation master plan to implement the BLAST network, including LRT, and more. These are all for the greater good in our community. And if we build a recreation center in Glanbrook or a splash pad on the mountain, we do so knowing that the residents of other parts of Hamilton will never likely use them. But we support these projects on their merits because the local people deserve them. We pay for schools even when our children are grown and no longer in school. We pay for libraries in Waterdown, libraries in Dundas. We pay for a theater in Ancaster and schools on the mountain in Stony Creek. And why? To contribute to the common good. We pay because it's the right thing to do, because it builds community, and it's how you build a great city. So at the same time, when it comes to a large city building project, we must look beyond the immediate community to the good of the community as a whole. So during the recent election, I was humbled to receive strong support from every part of our city. I sense the coming together of our community through the election result, and I feel that 18 years after amalgamation, we are perhaps finally putting the controversies of amalgamation behind us. LRT was no doubt part of my election platform, and the election result has provided me a strong mandate to move forward. I was very appreciative of the Premier Doug Ford's public acknowledgement of this last week, and I look forward to working with him to keep this project moving. There's been much said about LRT. Smattering of applause. That was good. Thank you. There's been much said about LRT, and no doubt much more will be said to come, but I won't repeat the points in favor of the project, which have already been well aired. But one thing I wish to highlight, though, is that our economy is changing. So a recent report by the Conference Board of Canada found that Hamilton is one of the hottest economies in the country. We had the third fastest growing economy nationwide, but the same report also predicts a cooling of our economy. Another report found that 8 in 10 economists are predicting a recession as early as 2020. So a great advantage of the Hamilton LRT project is that it is an approved project and shovels are scheduled to break ground in late 2019. So in 2020, our LRT project will be well underway. It will mean thousands of construction jobs. These people will be shopping, buying groceries, buying appliances, buying cars and trucks, supporting our local businesses. The LRT project will inject millions of dollars into our local economy, and in other words, LRT is a way to buffer us from a recession. It is a way to recession-proof our community to some degree. In the coming council term, I will continue to look beyond the borders of our municipality to partner with our neighboring municipalities as well. I'll be working closely with our neighbors in Burlington and Niagara. Both Burlington and Niagara supported our Amazon bid back when we did it. We continue to work with Burlington on our carbon reduction plan, just as we cleaned up the Hamilton Harbor through the remedial action plan. We've now created a joint facility at the Net Zero building at Mohawk College to work on climate change. Equally, we've worked with Niagara on the extension of the GO service as well as on trade missions going forward and the past and going forward. So in the coming term, I will be reaching out to Brant County, Brantford, Cambridge, Haldimand County to find commonalities in which we can work together. I won't talk about the annexation of Waterdown. I think we had a nice conversation about with the former mayor. I promised not to annex Burlington. She's promised not to talk about Waterdown going into the future. So I think that's a good standoff. So during the recent municipal election, I sensed a desire for a positive tone for our civic discourse as well. The public is tiring of negative rhetoric from its elected officials. We need to look no further than south of the border to see this in action. Let's fulfill this desire for positivity within the walls of City Hall. Let's raise the public conversation. Let's be more engaging with our public and amongst ourselves. Let's agree that when we differ, we do courteously and never in anger. Let's maintain civility in the public dialogue and discussion. We made great strides towards this in the past term of council, and let's do even more in this coming term going forward. I'm equally proud of what we accomplished together last term. We have a great opportunity to continue the momentum and work together to accomplish even more. I'd like to thank former councillor now, Terry Anderson, for stepping up as interim councillor in Ward 7, doing a terrific job. Thank you, Terry. I think all of us that knew Terry knew he would step in and hit the ground running and do a really, really good job, and he's done that spectacularly well. It was like he was never not here. So thank you, Terry, for all that great work. We appreciate it. This new council is also a fantastic mix of returning veterans and new members in the form of 5 new councillors, 4 new, 1 returning. We also have more women than ever before. 7 out of 15 ward councillors. A very positive step indeed. I've met with all the new councillors. I can tell you each and every one of them is a fantastic person, brings a lot of talent and skills, and I'm looking forward to seeing their energy and enthusiasm take this council to the next level. I think it's going to be very energizing. So thank you and welcome to this council, and congratulations to all our returning councillors as well. Again, we've done 4 years of great work, and I think the last election was a testament to that, and we look forward to doing more. Of course, the first order of business for this new council will be filling more than 200 citizen appointments in agencies, boards, and committees. It's a great opportunity for those that want to get involved in our community. We also have some immediate challenges confronting us. We'll need to determine how our community's approach to the retailing of cannabis is going to evolve, and that'll be coming soon. We will almost immediately plunge into budget deliberations. But the good news is we're not starting from scratch. We've instituted a multi-year budgeting process during the 2018 budget process, which sets out a strategy, direction, and priorities for the 4-year period from 2018 to 2021. And this aligns well with our 2016 to 2025 strategic plan. The multi-year budget provides a forecast for the property tax revenues and user revenues from water, wastewater, and storm required to meet our expected service levels. And Council will continue to work hard to ensure a balance between budget increases for both property taxes and user rates and service delivery. Some of the challenges we face, though, also include infrastructure and the financing costs to maintain it. We are in good financial shape to deal with this. In November, Standard & Poor's Global Ratings affirmed the City Council's credit rating at AA+ with a stable outlook. This rating reflects Council's and staff's strong fiscal performance from management of reserves, debt levels and risk, and budgetary restraints due to our sensitivity to the burden on residents and businesses. We will also work with the new Government of Ontario to highlight our own City of Hamilton priorities. We face added budget pressures, such as the need for increased police resources, particularly in our outlying communities. If there is one thing that keeps me awake at night, it is poverty and homelessness, and the fact that many in our community are not sharing in the prosperity of the rest of our community. An associated problem, of course, when we relate to that is the issue of finding sufficient affordable housing, because everyone does deserve a roof over their head. We need to ensure that all sectors of our economy are strong, from agriculture and agri-food to the tech sector to steel. And yes, steel is still under pressure as a result of unjust tariffs, and we will continue to work with our partners in Canada and the United States to end them. So in closing, I'd like to thank our wonderful city staff. From the frontline staff to park staff to HSR drivers to our senior leadership team, our community really benefits from having a wonderfully professional city staff. Everything we do is only possible because of these great city employees. I appreciate your work and look forward to continuing to work with you through the next term of council. Thank you to the voters out there that gave us the ability to be here and guide this community for the next 4 years. Congratulations to everyone that put their name on the ballot. Never an easy thing to step forward and put your name on the ballot and be able to defend your positions as you go forward. And all the members sitting here were fortunate enough to get elected. But we got elected because we had campaign teams, we had volunteers, we had family members that stepped up and made this happen, and I'm sure many of them are here. Thank you to all of you for making the electoral process actually function and work. Thank you. Of course, I have to thank my own family. I'm sure you'll do this in your own way later on, but I thank my own family and volunteers, and my campaign team did a terrific job, and we thank them for that great effort. I want to thank Mike Segaric for stepping up and providing us with your steady hand in this interim period. I look forward to working with Council and selecting the new city manager who will work with us in the new phase of our city's history. And Hamilton is blessed with some wonderfully progressive major institutions. Our anchor institutions, Mohawk College, McMaster University, Hamilton Health Sciences, St. Joseph's Healthcare, Hamilton Community Foundation, and our Chamber of Commerce, Chambers of Commerce, to name a few, are all providing wonderful leadership and continuing to collaborate us to make our city better, and we thank you for all of that great effort. So there is much more work to be done, but it is happy work because we are doing it for the benefit of the people and our community. Our community, from Dundas to Stony Creek and Bimbrook, from Waterdown and Flamborough to Ancaster, from Beasley and Westdale to Centre Mount and Wynota and Macassa, our community is fiscally strong, outward-looking, and progressive. We're a unified Hamilton, and we will continue to remain unified through our collective community aspiration and our city's motto, together aspire and together achieve, all towards being the best place to raise a child and age successfully. So let's get to it. Thank you all very much. So it's my pleasure to welcome Justice Agro back to the podium to inaugurate our council members. Justice Agro?
I would invite the members-elect to stand, please. We're going to do this in an organized fashion. Starting with Ward 1, I would invite you, Ms. Wilson, to state "I" and your name, and we will circle through each of the wards, 1, 2, 3, 4 through to 15, and you will jointly read the declaration that appears in front of you. You will sign them and pass them along to me for my signature as well. So, Ward 1, Ms. Wilson.
I, Maureen Wilson, Ward 1.
Mr. Farr?
I, Jason Farr, Ward 2.
Stan?
I, Nerdanan, Ward 3.
Mr. Marula?
Aye. Stanley.
Collins?
I, Chad Collins, Ward 5.
Mr. Jackson?
I, Tom Jackson, Ward 6.
Ms. Pauls?
I, Esther Pauls, Ward 7.
Mr. Danko?
I, John Paul Danko, Ward 8.
Mr. Clark?
I, Brad Park, Ward 9.
Ms. Pearson?
I, Maria Pearson, Ward 10.
Ms. Johnson?
I, Brenda Johnson, Ward 11.
Mr. Ferguson?
I, Lloyd Ferguson, Ward 12, Ancaster and West Flamborough.
Ms. Vanderbeek?
I, Arlene Vanderbeek, Ward 13, Dundas and Flamborough.
Mr. Whitehead?
I, Terry Whitehead, Ward 14.
Thank you. Ms. Partridge?
I, Judy Partridge, Ward 15, Waterdown, Flamborough.
If you would collectively read together. Having been elected
To the office of Councillor
That's my part. All of which is declared before me at the City of Hamilton in the province of Ontario on this 3rd day of December 2018. If you each sign your oath of office and pass them along, I will witness them and provide them to the clerk. Yeah, well, they should see the signature. Your signature. Your signature.
Hey dum di da dee dum, hey da la dee dum di da lay di da lum, hey dum di da. Hey hey dum di da dee dum dum di da lum, hey sta dee da lady dum sta da dee la. Hey dum di da dee dum dum di dum, hey da la dee dum di da lady da lum, hey dum di da. Hey dum di da dee dum dum di da lum, hey sta dee da lady dum sta da dee la.
No, just identify it as your signature. Congratulations.
Thank you to the Children's Choir, directed by Zemfira Peloz. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. And let's have you back for some more entertainment at another council meeting, would you please? Everybody's on for that. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2018 to 22 council. Congratulations to everyone. Look forward to working with you all. Let's getting busy. And so now that we're all sworn in, now we have some official business to do. So, Councillor Jackson, would you please present your motion respecting the certification of the standing committee, subcommittees, and advisory committee membership, please? Councillor Jackson.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so much. Moved by myself and seconded by Ward 1 Councillor Maureen Wilson. Council membership on the standing committees, subcommittees, advisory committees for this new term of council. And Mr. Mayor, with your permission, I was going to read out all the names on the 6 standing committees that pretty well will guide City Council with all of its policies and recommendations. But I wasn't going to...
Were you asking me, or were you telling me we were going to do that?
I was seeking your permission, Your Worship.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, we're good.
However, Mr. Mayor, I was going to say, instead of also reading out the other 8-9 pages of all the memberships of the advisory subcommittees, they're here on the docket for the record. But I will read out the 6 standing committees.
Okay, that's a good balance there. Thank you.
That's what the original permission for, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, good.
All right. Mr. Mayor, the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee will consist of councillors Pearson, Clark, Collins, Johnson, Partridge, Vanderbeek, Wilson, and Ferguson. On the Healthy and Safe Communities Committee, it will consist of councillors Marula, Nan, Jackson, Whitehead, Pauls, Clark. On your Planning Committee, Mr. Mayor, will consist of councillors Pearson, Clark, Collins, Johnson, Whitehead, Partridge, Farr, Wilson, Danko. On the Public Works Committee, Mr. Mayor, it will consist of councillors Marula, Nan, Collins, myself, Pauls, Farr, Danko, Vanderbeek, Ferguson, Whitehead, and Pearson. And on the General Issues Committee and Board of Health, Mr. Mayor, it will include every single member of council, including your worship. This is moved by myself, the entire package and motion before us, seconded by Councillor Maureen Wilson. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. So all in favor? Carried. Any opposed? Hearing none. Thank you. Councillor Vanderbeek, would you please present your motion respecting the ratification of the shareholder, sole voting member groups, agencies, boards, and tribunal memberships, please?
I certainly will. Mr. Mayor, do you want me to read the titles of each of the committees rather than go through the people?
I think we have the document before us. How many items are we talking about here?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yeah. I don't know that we need to read that, but I think we need to formally approve it. So if you want to give us a quick overview of the agencies involved, and then we can approve the members.
Okay. So it's moved by myself, seconded by Councillor J.P. Danko, the council member appointments to the following shareholder sole voting member groups for the 2018 to 2022 term of council be approved. I, Hamilton Utilities Corporation shareholder, II, Hamilton Street Railway shareholder, III, Hamilton Renewable Power Inc. shareholder, IV is Hamilton Enterprises Holding Corporation shareholder, V is City Housing Hamilton shareholder, VI sole voting member of the Hamilton Farmers Market, and B, that the city solicitor be directed to prepare the appropriate bylaws and any ancillary documents as may be required to give effect to the council member appointments to the shareholders' sole voting member groups for the 2018 to 2022 term of council as shown above in section A. And C, that the council member appointments to the following agencies, boards, and tribunals for the 2018 to 2022 term of office be approved. I, Electra Board of Directors, II, Art Gallery of Hamilton Board of Directors, III, Dundas Centre for the Arts Board Management, IV, Dundas Community Services, V, Halton Hamilton Water Source Protection Committee, VI, Hamilton Arts Council Board of Directors, VII, Hamilton Centre for Civic Inclusion Board of Directors, VIII, Hamilton Conservation Authority Board of Directors, IX is the Hamilton Library Board of Directors, X, Hamilton Leasing Tribunal, XI, Hamilton Police Services Board, XII, Hamilton Waterfront Trust Board of Trustees, XIII, International Children's Games Committee, XIV is the Royal Botanical Gardens Board of Directors, and XV is the Theatre Aquarius Board of Directors. And D, that the city solicitor be directed to prepare the appropriate bylaws and or any other ancillary documents as may be required to give effect to the council member appointments to the agencies, boards, and tribunals for the 2018 to 2022 term of office as shown in subsection C. E, that the following 4 nominees for the 1 appointment to the Niagara Escarpment Commission for the 2018 to 22 term of council be forwarded to the Minister of Natural Resources for consideration, and F, that the following members of council be appointed to the respective business improvement area BIAs. That's it.
That's it. Good, good.
You can wake
Is that
up
all
now.
there is? Okay. And now we need the names. No, I'm kidding. All right, thank you. So on that motion then, the motion's before you. Copies are available for those that are interested in knowing what the subcommittees are and who's getting appointed. All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none. Thank you very much. Councillor Nan, would you please present your motion on the bylaw, please?
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Ferguson that Bill number 18313 be passed and that the corporate seal be affixed thereto, and that the bylaw be numbered, be signed by the mayor and the city clerk to read as follows: to confirm the proceedings of City Council.
Thank you. So on that motion then, on that bill, all in favor? Carried. Any opposed? Hearing none. Thank you very much. That's all the official business we have to do today. Tomorrow we get even busier. There'll be more to do. Sorry. 1 second. Now, before we do that, we're going to... Geez, you're anxious to wrap it up already. This is probably the briefest council meeting we're going to have. All right, so before we do that, we want to thank everyone for being here. We're going to invite everyone out to enjoy the All-Star Jazz Band and to enjoy the food. We want to congratulate former members that are leaving us, and I see Matthew Green here, and I'm not sure if there are any others, but we thank them for their service. Are there others? Did I miss anybody? Ted McMeekin is here. Thank you, Ted, for all your service to our community. Absolutely. And so we will all rise, and we will wait till the honor guard has left the building, and then we will take a motion to adjourn. Honor guard. We thank the Hamilton Police for providing the honor guard. So now a motion to adjourn. Councillor Farr, seconded by Councillor Marula. All in favor? Carried. Thank you all. Have a good evening. Enjoy your celebration. Thank you.